Sasquatch slash Bigfoot. So I missed my live show last week. Videos have not been coming up just because I've been slammed with expeditions. But really, what's happened? So everybody knows there's forest fires out all over Canada, all over the U.S., all over North America like crazy. And for the first time ever, the forest fires have severely affected my research. They're literally on the so in my research area, there's only one way in, one way out. The forest fires have not and likely are not going to hit my research area or my research center as it sits. But the road in and out has been mildly affected. So on my last expedition, literally, so I was on expedition with Brett and Bill, and I was checking where the forest fires are a lot, just making sure everything's safe. I put the drone up at about 8:30 one evening, and literally I put the drone up, and about 60 seconds later, the drone came down, and I was like, "Gentlemen, pack your stuff. We are leaving," because the fire had come all the way down to the road. They literally have a video of me driving out of there in my Chevy Avalanche, top speed, almost jumping the truck, ripping around corners, broadside to get out of there. And then as we came past the main road, we literally could have roasted marshmallows. The fires were right there. I had pictures and stuff of it. The forest fires were raging crazy. The day before we got put out of the area, I saw for the first time in my life like 1,000-foot flames on top of the mountain. Like I've seen maybe 200, 300-foot flames. These raging flames were literally 1,000 feet in the air, not exaggerating. It's pretty terrifying. It's pretty awful. It's pretty disgusting what's going on with these fires. And I'm not going to get into the conspiracies of them, about who's setting them and that sort of stuff. I'm not going to talk about that today. But and if you're going to ask me about the forest fires and how they affect Sasquatch, they don't. I mean, they affect them because loss of habitat equals loss of life. It's not great to see the amount of forest fires that are going on right now. I was out there. So the other thing I tried to do is I'm gonna be perfectly frank with you guys. I went out with Ashley. What was that? Just 2 days ago? Yesterday? Just yesterday. I was gonna sneak in because the road's still intact, and I wanted to get my trailer out so I could do an expedition. Because the next expedition is Friday, and we are not. I don't stop expeditions for nothing. We're going to Nordegg, so I will not have my main equipment. I have my drone. I basically, literally got out of there with my drone and my suitcase and my computers and hard drives, and I was out. We had like 10 minutes to get out of there. We got out of there. My e-bikes, all the equipment and all the stuff that I have is just sitting out there. And what's really, really bad, so there's two reasons I want to go out there: to get my trailer, get my e-bikes, pull it out and go to Nordegg. But also, I literally left food on the counters and the windows are open on my trailer. So the only reason a bear is not going to go right through, bears are not going to go ripping through my trailers and wreck and destroy everything. The only reason would be Sasquatch prevent them from doing that. And I'm literally going to say that right out loud. So there's pretty much imagine leaving spoiling, rotting food. I mean, my propane's going to run out on my fridge. All the food in the fridge is going to be stinking and rotten. There's food on the counter. If a bear goes in there, it's going to be a freaking disaster. He will rip and destroy and tear that thing apart. It will be a freaking mess. It'll be a horrible, horrible disaster. So for the first time in the history of all my expeditions, forest fires have dramatically affected my research. The last expedition went very well, but we went to a different area, went to the Bugaboos. Didn't really get much for success there, but we saw some nice structures, found some nice tracks. The expeditioners were very, very happy with it, but I wanted more. I want to stay in my research area, and that's not happening. So, but what I've learned in life, the reason I ever went to Nordegg, the reason I ever came to Radium is I get pushed out of a particular research area. I got kicked out of Montana, so I had to find a spot, and I got kicked out of a couple spots here in Canada that weren't precipitating. I got kicked out of an Indian reserve I was working on. I won't say the name, but it puts me in a better position. It's always ends up working out to the best for me. I know Nordegg like the back of my hand. We should all be really excited about putting Todd Standing back in Nordegg, because the Sasquatch are going to be excited to see me. It's going to be an excellent expedition. I'm taking out two gentlemen from the United Kingdom, all the way from Manchester, England, father son. And this is also the first time I've taken out a non-adult. So this will be a 14-year-old boy. When he was 12, a couple years ago, he wrote this really cool essay about Sasquatch that was starring me, and he sent it to me, and it was amazing to see that. He wanted to do an expedition. I said, wait till he's 14. So I have a 14-year-old coming out with his dad, and I'm taking my 14-year-old son, Thaden Standing, for the first time ever out on a Sasquatch expedition. He's never done it. So I'm really looking forward to it on so many levels. I'm gonna have to do a shorter show today, guys. Literally, I am just I'm buying new camping equipment. I mean, this loss of my research area is costing me thousands and thousands of dollars. This is a huge loss. Even if I don't lose my trailers, even if it doesn't get if it gets burned out and I lose my trailers, holy crap! Like I will be in deep trouble. But I won't stop expeditions for nothing. If I have to go back, I'm literally going back to a tent. I'm taking a tent with me out to the Nordegg area, and I will have my thermal drone, so I'll be flying that. And I do have some nice equipment. I have nice cameras and stuff, so I have really good equipment that I'll be taking out. And who knows what's going to happen? Nordegg, for those of you who aren't clear, because it's maybe a little confusing sometimes, Nordegg is where Jeff Meldrum eyewitnessed a Sasquatch. In the episodes, most of my footage is from Radium, but half of my Discovering Bigfoot movie was John Bitternagle and Jeff Meldrum having the tremendous success that they garnered in Nordegg. Nordegg was a lot easier to move around in. It's not such mountainous terrain. Radium, when you get into the mountains and you do the grind, there it's brutal. It's some of the hardest hikes you'll ever imagine. So that's all the stuff that's going on. Tremendous success on all my expeditions. I know. I guess it's been about two. It's been 2 weeks since I've done this live show, but yeah, we're just having incredible, tremendous success. Ashley did an all-girl expedition. There'll be videos about that. That went extremely well. I was very happy about that, and so much more to come, guys. It's going to be such an exciting year. Uh, Whenever I get my ass kicked, great things happen. I just got my ass kicked, handed to me by getting booted out of Radium. So that's where we're at. Questions. Let's get into it here. So, oh goodness. Hello, Kyle. Thanks for tuning in today. Um, I'm working on some stuff for you, Kyle. I got things to talk to you about tomorrow. Hello from Idaho. Hello, Joe, Julie. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming back, Andy. Appreciate you. Talladega, Alabama is this is Jeff Brother. So Jeff, just so you know, I just went on an expedition with Brett from Alabama. I don't think he's going to the Talladega Forest. I've been to the Talladega Forest, and there are Sasquatch in the Cheaha Valley. So Jeff Brother says Talladega, Alabama, is in the house from the Cheaha Mountain and the Cheaha Valley. Man, their emblem is a Sasquatch, and I found tremendous evidence of Sasquatch there. I would love to go back there. But my boy Brent, who just went on an expedition with me, who's on board to help out and move this discovery to the next level, is he's got a different spot he wants to go to, which is all the power to him. So hi Todd, Andrew, and June from Australia here. Good day, Australia. We had Australia on expedition last year. It went so well. I'm so happy to have worked with my first Australian in the field last year. Have you ever heard of Bigfoot using rocks to communicate? To us, yes. To themselves, why would they need that? They're telepathic. So I don't believe any of the sounds I ever hear, ever. I mean, I've heard Sasquatch, miles off in the distance, whooping and calling and doing stuff. It's not Sasquatch talking to Sasquatch. I have no doubt it's Sasquatch communicating to us. If you can hear it, they're communicating to you. If you can hear it and you think that they're not talking to people, I, I have no evidence, and I've never seen anything that would make me believe that the Sasquatch are communicating amongst themselves. Even the Sierra sounds, I think that was Sasquatch talking to people. So, hi Todd from Scotland, and wishing you and your area safe from the forest fires. Thank you, Christy. Yeah, the forest fires have been devastating out here, just totally devastating, and it's a big mess, and we're just dealing with it step by step. So, but Scotland, I'll tell you, Christy, the expeditions that are coming out, I just spoke to them yesterday via WhatsApp, and they go to Scotland, and they're in the Manchester, England, I believe, and they go to Scotland often, just camping and doing as much outdoors as you possibly can in the UK, which I don't think is considerable. You have to understand, from those of you who are in Europe, we have oceans of wilderness out here. Like these gentlemen that are coming down from England, they're just gonna people come from the United States, from Alabama, and are astonished by the amount of sheer wilderness, oceans of wilderness that we have out here. Literally thousands and thousands of miles of just trees and wilderness and backcountry. I mean, I've literally kind of taken it for granted being a Canadian, because we have 30 million people in Canada, most of which are in rural areas. Like Toronto has like so much. Toronto's such a huge city; it's ridiculous. But understand, there's as many people in Canada as there's in California, and Canada is what, 30 times the size of California. I don't know. I'm just saying something off the top of my head, but and California has significant areas of forest that I've seen. So Canada is just oceans and oceans of forest and wildlife backcountry. It's so huge. Thank you, Andy. So if y'all want to subscribe to my channel, there's over 400 videos. Wow. It's a virtual library of Sasquatch information. I totally agree. And every live show, guys, we don't do redundant stuff here. I don't know how you guys do it, but your questions are also authentic and amazing and new. One of the reasons I love this. Julie, thank you. Yes, we are safe. Everything went well. Good day, Dave. Good day, Australia. Hello, James. Thanks for tuning in today. I got your text. Thank you very much, my friend. Arkansas. So Arkansas is home. I would like to go to Arkansas because that's where that Boggy Creek legend kind of came from, and I have quite a bit of interest in it. I like the Boggy Creek story. I thought it was a really good story. I've actually been interested in rewatching it. I know it's an old school movie, but I don't know. I do like those. I had some of the older school Sasquatch documentaries that I put up on my YouTube channel, and I freaking love them. It's astonishing that there's been so many people, so many high level human beings that have come into this field and worked so hard, and honestly failed. Right? I mean, let's be honest. What did John Benernagel, John Green, Grover Krantz name? It goes on and on and on. What do these men want? They wanted the species that they know existed to be recognized. They wanted research to grow, and it hasn't. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but they failed. So that's it. Please hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Andy, if you're loving the show. Hello, Todd from Ohio. Love Ohio. Wonderful state. Done lots of work there. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Hello from Texas. We just had our one of the ladies on our expedition was from Texas, and of course I've got Logan from Texas too. So we absolutely love Texas. Ashley was speaking very highly of Texas. So, and we're still in debate talking about what's going on in the future for Texas. Just in case you were wondering, Ashley is being looked at right now. She's here, just not participating in the live show today. So, hello, Central Michigan Bigfoot and Wildlife. Hope you are all doing. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I know you're having difficulty. Our thoughts are with you that you are doing well today. What's shaking, Todd? Thank you for all you've done. You are certainly welcome, Evil Bob. I know good Bob, so you must be evil Bob. Nice to meet you, evil Bob. Hello from Santa Fe. Okay, wow. Thanks everyone for the thumbs up. Yes, thanks for the thumbs up. Hello, Central. Everybody saying hi. This is like the community of people. We all get along so well. The Discovering Bigfoot family. Just just research. Just the Bigfoot. What are we, a Bigfoot family? We're just this community. I don't want to box anybody in to say you're part of the discovering research and Bigfoot research, and but you can be part of lots of research and different communities and stuff. It's all good. Who's behind booing you from Radium? Who's behind booting you from Radium? It's just
The wildfires.
yeah, it's the wildfire stuff, and it really sucks. Like that they're guarding the road late at night. Like I was just gonna go in there at night, cut any timber out of the way, pull my trailer out, and be gone. And they literally had men tenting on the freaking road, making sure nobody went past, which really ticked me off. How do you feel about that, Ashley? Does that seem kind of conspiracy oriented? There's people tented on the road.
Yeah, it's bigger than.
Yeah, Ashley thinks it's something bigger, and that's not cool. So, because there's really no, there's
Because
like,
when we were out there,
Mhm. it just seems strange they would put that much money and effort into blocking off the road, because there's really, I mean, there's going to be maybe two houses out there, and then but there's nothing. There's no reason to be blocking the road like that. It just really sucked. It's very frustrating. Heard someone claim that Sasquatch used to come to her house to get garlic. Have you ever heard of doing something like that? No. Garlic? Too bad Ashley does not know how to ask her about that. She knows a lot about herbs and stuff. Do you think Sasquatch would come to get garlic, Ashley? She says possibly. It doesn't grow wild, right? What does it have for medicinal purposes, really?
lots. I tell you, it's a medicine.
Oh,
More so than consuming
so
it daily.
so I was completely mistaken. That doesn't seem unreasonable because Ashley is telling me now that it does have significant medicinal purposes, and that is fantastic. Why'd you get kicked out of Radium? Just the forest fires that are there. So
Oh,
it would be nice if they would have cooperated. I'm doing a live show right now, It would have been nice if they would have cooperated in any freaking way, shape, or form. Like they could have meant, oh, you got a trailer in there, you can pull your stuff out. Even it's awful because if a bear goes in there, the, the bear is gonna get killed eventually. He's gonna become interested in people. Like there's really a lot of stuff that's bad. That's going to happen out there because they wouldn't let me access my trailer and pull my trailer out on a very viable road. So yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. So and yeah, there's a lot more going on there, but I don't really want to talk about that today. So Kellyanne Burns, hi Todd, you're awesome. Hello villagers, how's everyone doing? Kelly Burns, thanks for tuning in from Pensacola, Florida. Man, I'd love to get to Florida and do some research. I've been trying to do that for years. Oh my God. Hello again from Alabama. How many Alabamans are we? What's going on in Alabama? A lot of Alabama stuff coming out here. I've had two incredible, amazing expeditioners, not just regular Joes, but I remember Andy Thompson very well. I love Andy. I wish he would come back. He's disappeared off the face of the earth. Andy, if you hear this, you brat, what, dude? What's going on? You're ghosting me, dude. We weren't supposed to do this. So, and then I've got Brett from Alabama. That's amazing. Just and I loved Alabama. I can't wait to. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna go down there just for a vacation. I'm gonna go fly into Birmingham, get off, rent a car, go into the Talladega Forest, and just chill out. I just loved it there. I was there in August, where you're not supposed to be there, where it's brutally hot, and I loved it. It was fantastic, amazing. Uh, I just the state of Alabama and the terrain there was absolutely gorgeous. I don't think I'd go there for Sasquatch though. I'll tell you guys because I know the Sasquatch were there, and it's one of the when I was really preliminary about mind speaking, and I'll tell you, I got a feeling from those Sasquatch, and it wasn't good. I didn't feel welcomed. I felt I don't like to say this, but the truth is, I felt like the people of Alabama, they have this thing like, stay off my property, I'll shoot you, I'll kill you. Like, you don't go onto someone's property in Alabama, they'll kill you, right? And I felt that reflected in the Sasquatch. I felt like they just wanted me to stay off there, stay away from them. They're not interested. And there's really a conservative old attitude in some of the people in Alabama. I'm not saying all, but some people. And I felt that kind of reflected in the Sasquatch, that just in the energy. Like I literally sat down in the dark. I believe a Sasquatch, came into my vicinity. The colleague that I was with at the time agreed with me, and we didn't feel good. It didn't feel like, even if you can understand this, I felt very negative energy coming from him towards me, and it wasn't welcoming. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go mess with you. And I felt similar energy from some of the local people that had properties that were like, stay off or I'll kill you. It's literally that, it was that same energy, that same feeling. So it just didn't feel good. But I loved the Talladega Forest. It was so amazing. So hello Mariner, hello Joe Dirt. Nice to see you too. Everybody saying hi. Do you think Sasquatch would follow you home?
They'd follow me.
So Ashley says they followed her home and they would follow her home. She's seen evidence of stuff like that. When I lived uh, in outside of Golden, British Columbia, I think they came to around my house a couple times and I just ignored them. I didn't want it and I didn't embrace it. And but if they did come around, it was maybe only once or twice. They had access, the ability to potentially access to me because I was on the outside of the city and there was like forest where they could come probably close to me or maybe right up to me and onto the land that I was on. But it depends where you live, right? If you live, in a very city area where you live in a building, they're not going to follow you home, right? So, but that doesn't seem unreasonable to me. That seems like they could really do that because they're telepathic. They could follow you. They could. If you're asking me, could they? Oh yeah, oh yeah. I really, really would say yes. So, do Sasquatch bed down where they sleep? The evidence that I've seen, not really. They just like lay down. Like Darren and I found a spot that I was in total denial about till I watched the video later and just started. Guys, when I see some evidence of Sasquatch, you might think that I'm like, oh wow, it's Sasquatch. I'm not like that at all. I'll see something that's blatantly, obviously Sasquatch and be an ass about it. I'll be an ass that's going, yep. Or I'll be a jerk and I'll deny it. I'll be like, well, that can't be Sasquatch. I literally laid down in a spot that was the exact shape of a Sasquatch body, like precisely like a Sasquatch was lying there. And Darren goes, dude, that's that's a Sasquatch. I'm like, I go, no, it's probably just deer beds that lined up like a Sasquatch. He's like, what? Look, there's like legs and a crotch area. Look at the body. And he put his arm out like this. I was like, no, it probably is. little deers with big deers. When I look back at the footage, I look like a, an idiot. Like, what are you saying? Like Darren's looking at me, what the hell kind of crap are you saying? It just takes me time to sit down and go, my God, a Sasquatch laid here? Like, really? Like, it's that big a deal? And it was, and I believe it was. And like Ashley's here in the background just going, yeah, you're an ass a lot. And I am. I'm quite conservative about my evidence moving forward. Don't you think,
Right,
Ash?
'cause it's more mine.
Yeah. She's right. And you know what she's saying? Because I'm more in my mind and less in my heart. She's absolutely right. I'm trying to shift that. What seems to happen is my ego, right? The mind's ego goes, man, that can't be a Sasquatch. No, man. And then you know what happens though is the heart has the truth and it weighs and it stays in the truth and the ego eventually gives up. So, and I see myself doing that quite a bit. So quite a bit. Just so you guys know, the rumors about me being this guy that sees Bigfoot everywhere and there's Sasquatch marks everywhere, that's absolute garbage. And I've done a video on it. And I've done multiple. Look at the Garth video from last year. Garth heard that. Oh, Todd sees Bigfoot everywhere. Todd, everything he sees is Bigfoot. And Garth's like, no, absolutely not. He is absolutely not like that. I require significant evidence before I say it's Bigfoot. I do really move forward very conservatively. And yeah, so Andy Talks, if you'd like to go on an expedition with me or Kyle or Ashley, go to the website. You can do that. You never know what's going to happen. Always something can pop up. All you can do is try. So you just never know how things are going to, who's going to quit, who's going to pop up and do something. So if something resonates with you, send us an email. Go to discoveringbigfoot.org. And if something resonates, send us an email with what you want to do and we'll consider it. I should tell you guys too. So I'm working on, looks like there's a gentleman who's not really able to move around very well. In his own definition, he's handicapped. And I'm considering letting him go do an expedition with Kyle. And that means that he won't be moving around.
Oh, I have
He'll
one of
be
those books.
he'll be stationary and at base camp. I actually had a woman who came out this year, Karen, and she moved around okay, but she mostly liked to stay around base camp. And she had tremendous
And
success.
that's what
So
Leslie and I did most of the time, and we had
so,
tremendous
so
success.
Ashley, I can't believe Ashley didn't. So Ashley's over there talking a storm away.
I'm
She
not.
wants to talk in the live show, but she refused to come to the live show. So I would love to have you on the live show, Ashley.
I'm here.
And I bet you, look at this. Hi to Ashley, following her channel. Thank you, Julie. Ashley's right here. She didn't participate in the live show today. She just didn't want to do it. Just didn't work out. We are literally. I'm supposed to be Canadian, and today I'm not Canadian. I'm rushing around like a chicken with my head cut off. That's a joke I do on expedition. Hey guys, slow down because I'm not Russian. I'm Canadian. This week I'm rushing. Like I'm literally rushing. Well, Ash, come on, babe. I literally, like, I got my ass handed to me, and I've got to put together a whole new expedition. I don't have tents. I do have tents. They're out at my expedition area. I don't have bowls. I don't have spoons. I had to buy an axe. I have 3 axes out at my expedition area. I literally can't get nothing from there. I have to go buy thousands of dollars worth of equipment that's completely useless to me. Because once that expedition area opens up again, all this equipment is useless to me. I have nothing to do with it. So it's really a waste. And the wildfires have handed me my ass. I'm not happy about it. But anyways, Julie Song says hi. She said she subscribed
Yes,
to
I
your
see
channel,
her on my channel.
and she sees you. She says Ashley says hi back, Julie. She's on your channel. Ashley is Nature Infused Ash on Instagram. And how do people find you? Anyways,
Nature Infused Ash on
just
YouTube.
Nature Infused Ash on YouTube as well. Usually Andy puts up a link. So 2 ways to document your Bigfoot encounter. If you have seen a Bigfoot, we'd love for you to go to discoveringbigfoot.org. One way, or bigfootencounter@gmail.com. We'd love to hear about it. So hello, Christy. Hi, Todd. Did Ash's expedition go so excited to hear about it? Yes,
Yep.
it went on.
Video's on tonight.
Oh, she's putting a video up on tonight on her YouTube channel, so you can go check it out there. I'll have to check it out because I haven't seen the video. Was thinking something was up when men are putting in danger just to tell you to stay out. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So, and it sucks, and it's kind of ridiculous. But and Ashley's over there whispering because it's bigger. But yeah, that's the way it is. I live in Ohio, Todd, and Sasquatch is on my mom's property, or they travel through it. Well, Joe Dirt, bigfootencounter@gmail.com, please send us some information. I love Ohio. I have colleagues in Ohio. People need to stop giving away the Sasquatch locations so
Yes.
lightly.
I agree.
And Ashley's, why aren't you on the show? You're not doing this again. She's literally, can you even hear her? So I agree with you, Mariner, that we shouldn't be giving away those locations so lightly. So, and I'm not really giving away my location, I don't think. But hello from Utah. Love the videos of Bigfoot. That blows my mind. Dig you, brother. Well, thank you. And I love Utah too. I had Nathan Rio was from Utah. What do you call himself? Anyways, I thought he was amazing, and I'm very sad that he's not participating much with Bigfoot stuff anymore. Hello, Todd. It's Carly. This is D.I. Mayers. Hello, Carly. What does it mean if you get a long, drawn out whoop sound immediately after gifting an apple? Okay, Carly. So you got a long, drawn out woo sound immediately after you gifting an apple. So I'm assuming they took the apple. Well, I've heard that. Ash has heard that, and I'll speak on behalf of Ash. I mean, the sound that the Sasquatch make. I mean, did it hit a heartstring? What emotion was attached to it? Because I'll tell you, Ashley's first encounter with Jane was a call, and I heard it. It was beautiful. Like I felt the emotion more than the call. I think it was the emotion that I felt telepathically or empathically or whatever you want to call it through energy. I felt that emotion first, and the call was like, oh, there's a call with that emotion, if that makes sense. Ashley was further back. Ashley, was the call or the emotion more profound to you? The sound of the call?
The penetration.
So the penetration is what she just said, and what she means to is literally there was an energy. So a call is a call. A sound is auditory, and it's like you can hear something and whatever, but there's an energy, a life force energy that hit her heartstring, as she says. Love is what you're saying, and you should feel that energy. So it's not so much what you hear. That's almost an ego, right? That's almost not really. To me, if you're really getting it, the sound is a cue to feel an emotion, right? That's where the real power is. A sound can mean anything. It's the emotion that you felt, and I can't tell you what you felt, but I bet you're there going, oh yeah, I had a feeling. That feeling is what matters. DY Mayors Carly, it's the feeling that matters. So nobody can tell you what it means other than you. And woo, like for me, I don't even know if people know this. My Sasquatch call is, it sounds like Ric Flair. I go, whoa, really loud. Like just, and for me, that sound just cues me. Anybody who's around me on expedition, have all my expeditioners put their hands over their heart and think about Sasquatch. So we do it like a group meditation, like a group emotion. Even when I'm around another expeditioner and they're making a call, I put my hand over my heart and I add to that sound my emotion. You must understand. If you haven't done a group meditation, you need to go get out there and feel it. You need to go experience that because that will change your life. I have done multiple, especially in Nia Bay, under the guidance of my mentors, Larry and Analia, who are amazing. I've done group meditations. I always do group meditations with them. It is absolutely fantastic. It's been a life-changing experience. The mind speak and the information that's been given to me is absolutely brilliant. Think of it as it's all these people sharing in a thought and an emotion as a group and putting that energy out there, and it's absolutely magnificent and brilliant. So especially when you're all thinking about the same thing, when you're actually focused on Sasquatch, when you're all searching for Sasquatch and saying, Sasquatch, man, we think we love you and we have positive energy for you and we respect you, we admire you, you're absolutely amazing and astonishing. When you're all putting that energy out there, it comes back. It's very powerful. And most of the time we get Sasquatch responding. Even in Nia Bay, that was one of the times I was like, whoa, that could be an owl. And they're like, that was an owl, Todd. We got to whoop back. And I was in big time denial of it because I knew what it was emotionally in my heart. I knew it was a Sasquatch, but I had to be ego and deny it and be a bit of a jerk, and I apologize for that. So yeah, it's just the way I am. I have a pic of a track I found. How do I show you to examine? Well, again, bigfootencounter@gmail.com, Brando. But I don't. I am. We're talking about emotions and feelings of things. I don't. You can send me a track and I'll look at it, and my opinion is worth like 1 out of 10 when I see a photograph of a track. I could be fooled by them. You can. People could, and people have lied to me and cheated to me about them, and I can't feel into a track. When I see a track and when I'm boots on the ground, I'm gonna tell you. That's where I'm not gonna have an opinion. I'm gonna tell you that's a Sasquatch track. So And people on expedition have seen it with me 100 times. We find tracks every expedition.
Yeah, I found one.
So, and you know, it's very, very profound. I can feel into it. Sometimes it's so powerful. I can see the Sasquatch foot putting there, and I can see the rest of the body and the movement, and I can feel the emotion that was attached to it. And this is not, this is very real stuff, guys. Because I start off the premise of, okay, where am I? What was the Sasquatch doing here? And most of the time, the Sasquatch was around my camp and thinking of me and doing stuff in relation to me or my expeditioners. So that's where it starts. So this is a Sasquatch who purposely left a track for me to find it. I have no doubt in my mind. The greatest trackers that have ever lived don't accidentally leave me tracks. There's no accident. Also, I have no doubt in my mind that most of these tracks are not meant for me. They're meant for expeditioners. They're meant for Ashley. You know, I don't find most of these tracks. And you'll see videos of it all the time. So people that are out there feeling into it, I literally know and I'm telling you guys, I know it. I have seen the evidence substantiating a track has been left for a particular human being. I'll tell you about a little incident beyond Ashley and stuff, just a random incident. I'm out in driving to Radium with a gentleman from California. I won't say his name today. So we're driving out there. He's never been in the wilderness before. He lives in California. He's never been anywhere near in the bush. We drive up, and the first tree break that he sees that's crossing the road that I keep ignoring, and I don't know, I just want nothing to do with it. He goes, "Oh my God, I've been dreaming about this tree break. There's a track right up behind it." Okay, that's interesting. So he gets out, he finds the track. I didn't find that track. Why do you ask? Because I was literally repelled to stay away from that. The energy of that break was, it's not for you, Todd. And I was empathic enough to know that. So that's interesting, right? This is beyond interesting. This will knock you on your ass. He goes, not so he finds a track there, cool. A Sasquatch made the break. Maybe you saw it in your vision, blah, blah, blah. He goes, up over on that ridge over there is another break. Beyond, he's never been here before. He's out in the hella middle of nowhere in the bush. And he goes up over on that ridge, 100 yards away, beyond his ability to see right now. He's never been there. Here's another break pointed right at the road. It's about 5 feet off the ground. It's much slimmer than this one. Let's go over there and look. It was there. How did he know that? That is absolutely freaking impossible. So I know now, and I've seen situations like that happen a dozen times. It's beyond any doubt anymore, ladies and gentlemen. The Sasquatch are speaking to people, this expeditioners. They're responsible for these people. They're greatly responsible for these people that are coming on an expedition. They know they're coming on an expedition, and stuff is happening specifically for them on their journey. You understand how, like, and there's no denying that evidence. That's facts. That's happened. I'm not debating it. So these are known real things. Even Adam was there. That was Canada versus Australia versus USA, right? Adam was there watching the whole thing. I have an eyewitness who's like, wow, this man has never been out here before. It's impossible that he could have done that. And your jaw hits the floor, right? So these accountings have been eyewitnessed by multiple other individuals. Remote speaking is happening. Remote viewing is happening. Remote telepathy is happening. There's absolutely zero doubt of it. It's undeniable, true evidence. It exists. Telepathy exists. If you are still in one of those old school attitudes that say telepathy is not real, you are living in the dark ages. Every university in the world accepts the fact that telepathy is real. And I'm telling you, that's the problem when I talk about John Green, Renee DeHinden, Grover Krantz, John Bitternagel. The problem with their research is they weren't in the know of telepathy. They denied it. Now that we know that, that's the key. They couldn't make this discovery happen because they didn't have the key. I have the key. I'm telling you what the key is. The key is you can talk to a Sasquatch the same way you can talk to your dog, the same way you can mind speak with family members. And all of us have that ability. That's what this is really about, ladies and gentlemen. This discovery is not about discovering a new gorilla species or orangutan or chimpanzee or primate. This is about the discovery of a hominid that is highly advanced, more advanced than we are at speaking through telepathy, communicating through extrasensory perception. This is the most important sensory perception. A blind man who couldn't smell or hear could navigate the whole world and do brilliant and amazing things and speak and see amazingly if he just had that one sensory perception. It is the most important sensory perception by far. We all have it. The Sasquatch will communicate with you if you can speak to them in that language. People that see Sasquatch and live interact with Sasquatch are telepaths, and the Sasquatch are recognizing that because it takes one to know one. And that's what the whole key to this discovery has always been. So when people ask, how come you're having such tremendous success? That's why. I'm doing things. I have the key that nobody has had in the past. And if you don't embrace this factual concept, you will not succeed with this discovery process. You have no hope. You're not speaking their language. When they talk to you, you're unable to communicate with them because that's how they talk. Don't worry about English or Cree or Iroquois or what language the Sasquatch speak. They speak mind speak, and it's a universal form of communication. And I teach that. So does Larry and Analia. So do many other people. They teach the ability to speak through mind speak. I've had multiple mentors. This is the reality of how it gets done. That's what needs to be done with this discovery. So I'll take a couple more questions, guys. Andrew, I was a volunteer firefighter here. Closing roads when fires are around is standard practice here because of the perceived risk. Probably not a conspiracy. Thank you, Adam. I actually agree with you. So I don't think they know that I'm even there. I don't think they have any knowledge of me. I don't think that. So there's other things. Who set the fire is a problem, right? That might be an issue. That's a big issue with me. How'd that fire get started? There was no thunderstorms. There shouldn't have been a fire there. And there's a whole bunch of things going on, but that's not Sasquatch related. I don't think it's Sasquatch related, just other garbage. How will forest fire affect Bigfoot and where will they go? I answered that question. It won't affect them at all. They'll just move away. Remember the thumbs up icon. Thank you, Andy. In Australia, large wildfires can usually outrun fire. In Australia, large wildlife can usually outrun fire. And that's going to be the same thing. So just a couple more questions here, guys. I'm going to do just, can you get the mic closer to you? I'm sorry if it's not working good. Here's the mic I bought. It's supposed to hook up to my phone, and it doesn't freaking work. Yes, I'm pissed off about it. So how's things going, Todd? Haven't checked in a while. Yes, I haven't, but I talked in detail about how things are going today. Hello, Stacy. Thanks for tuning in. I was born and raised and live in deep South Florida in the National Forest. I've never seen a bear in person till my 30s. I can definitely see how Sasquatch living under the radar here, right? It's not so hard to perceive that. Are they curious about humans? Oh my God, Ryan. This will be the last question of the day. Are they curious about humans? Let me tell you something, my friend. I am in the know that the vast majority of sightings where the Sasquatch are showing themselves to people is because they're curious about humans, beyond curious because they want to speak with humans. If people complain about me, which happens often, Todd, you shouldn't be chasing around the bush. Todd, it's inappropriate. You're working for this discovery. Oh, you're so wrong. You're completely dead wrong to say that because they're coming around to me. They're extending the olive branch. I don't chase them at all. They chase me. They teach me. They're my teachers, right? So the question, are they curious about humans? Is an incredible understatement. They are working with humans. They're trying to communicate with humans. People should be trying to talk back to them. Most of the sightings that I find are legitimate and real, when I sit down and talk to people, it's like, no wonder that you're an amazing, beautiful person. The Sasquatch has been trying to communicate with you for years. You just haven't been listening. They actually had to bang some trees to get your attention because you're not mind speaking, right? They get a read on you and see you're beautiful and want to communicate with you. So many of the Sasquatch are beyond curious with humans, Ryan. They actually want to make this discovery happen. That's what's happening with my research. Understand? There's really no other way to put it. They are coming around, they're interacting, they're showing off. I got some stuff to show you guys. The structures, a tree break with a bent tree under it, twisted, like they are freaking showing off for people. Are they curious? No. No, they're beyond curious. They are yelling at the top of their lungs for us to pay attention and become aware. So curious is actually the absolute wrong way. They are screaming, they are pleading with human beings to wake the hell up and get into the next level of consciousness, to awaken. They're pleading with us to wake up. And I've seen it over and over and over. Ask Brian from Nia Bay, right? They're absolutely pleading with us to wake up. They know, rephrase, they know if we don't wake up, we'll destroy this whole planet, and they're part of it. And they need us to wake up so badly. And that's the message I will give you today for Sasquatch. Please wake up. Please learn to mind speak. Please work on your telepathy, your empathic ability, especially those of you who are already on that no. We all have, it's guys, it's literally a spiritual it's a spiritual awakening. So Your mind speak, your telepathy goes hand in hand with your spiritual ability. And your spiritual growth goes hand in hand with your physical, mental, emotional growth, right? All those things are all tied in together. And if you are very spiritual, if you are very physical and mental and emotional, you're doing so well, even with your sexuality. If you're doing so well with those things and you're not spiritual and you're not growing spiritually, those other things will suffer as well. Sincerely. They all grow together or they all plummet together. They go hand in hand. So we all have a responsibility to do that. And society doesn't want you to wake up. The governments don't want you to wake up. They don't want enlightened human beings because they're going to see right through all the crap. Nobody will be able to lie to you anymore. Can you imagine that? That's what the future is, ladies and gentlemen. You will literally ascending to the next level is when you become so telepathic you can read into a person like a Sasquatch does, and you read them like a book, feel their emotions. That's what this discovery is truly, truly about, and the Sasquatch are pleading with us to do that. Thank you very much for tuning in today, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, there won't be a live show next week because I'll be out in the bush without my satellite system, which is hopefully not burned down. But there'll be a video up this Sunday, and thank you so much for your patience, guys. We're working so hard to facilitate this discovery moving forward. We're grinding and kicking ass and doing amazing things. So please be patient because August is a rough month due to the wildfires, but we'll get back on track. Nothing's going to hold us back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye for now. Take care.